two more turnovers and no takeaways. So the Browns are now -4. They don't have any turnovers created by the defense in two games. Joe Flacco talked about the turnovers in the offense.
When you want to go win games and move the chains and score touchdowns, then you have to play clean football and you have to make all those things work. At the same time, you know you're not going to play perfect, and you know those things are going to happen, and you got to overcome them. And I think in some respects we got to cut down on some of those things, and in other ways we got to do a better job of overcoming, because we understand that that's a part of the game and a part of what's going to happen every week. I do take some pride in throwing the ball away and just kind of living for the next down, and I didn't do it on that one. I saw kind of Dave turning up and just thought I had a chance there. I didn't think it would end in a pick. I thought if anything it would be incomplete. But yeah, you know, it's one of those third downs. Listen, you got to play the game. You got to consistently make those right decisions. Even if you feel pressed to make something happen, you can't let that happen. So yeah, definitely want that one back.
Pete, there are times to go, to do that. That was not one of them, I didn't think. They're not explosive enough that they can overcome turnovers at this point. They're just not. The margin for winning for them is so tight that you have to win the turnover battle or at least push it.
Yeah, I mean, look, on the one hand, if the defense is going to be this good and get these stops so easily and continue to get the opponent off the field, like I can't sort of ding them for not getting turnovers. They did punch the ball out. They couldn't recover it. They're not getting picks to this point. Some of that is the way they play defense, but ultimately, hopefully, they're going to get to a point where those come in and sort of come in bunches to sort of balance things out. The problem you run into with the offense is, like, you contrast this to even when Baker Mayfield was a rookie for this team, and they would make mistakes and they would do things that you'd sit there and would be incredibly frustrating to watch. But they gave you this feeling that they could go back out there and make another play. And you had the same thing with Joe Flacco in 2023, being able to do that, because he made mistakes. They made turnovers, but they were able to respond and come back and make plays. So if they're going to make mistakes, they've got to find a way to make those plays, generate explosives. And again, this comes back to Jerry Jeudy and David Njoku, and if they've got to get more out of some of these other guys. They got one explosive out of Jerry Jeudy, one explosive out of David Njoku, and I think both of those led to points. They got one explosive out of Quinshon Judkins late in the game when it didn't matter. And ultimately, you can make mistakes so long as you create explosives. Otherwise, you're in a situation where you can't, and you have to not only do you run into a situation where you can't turn over the ball or make these mistakes like this, but you have to be perfect for 10 and 12 plays, or at least I should say mistake-free for that long. And that is really hard to do over the course of a game. And ultimately, you need to find a way to get easier points. And right now, that's not happened. We saw it happen both in 2023. We even saw it last year in glimpses with Jameis Winston when he came into the game and some of those things. Somehow they've got to find a way to get more of those. And some of that is, they've got to catch the ball better. They've got to do some of those things better. And some of that is the young players that they have need to grow up. And I don't say that negatively. It's just they are playing a whole lot of rookies on that side of the ball, and you're going to have some issues with that.